Diego Armando Maradona is a retired Argentine professional footballer. He has served as a manager and coach at other clubs as well as the national team of Argentina. Many in the sport, including football writers, former players, current players and football fans, regard Maradona to be one of the greatest football players of all time. He was joint FIFA Player of the 20th century with Pelé, an advanced playmaker who operated in the classic number 10 position. Maradona is the first player in football history to set the world record transfer fee twice. First when he transferred to Barcelona for a then world record £5 million, and second, when he transferred to Napoli for another record fee £6.9 million. He played for Argentinos Juniors, Boca Juniors, Barcelona, Napoli, Sevilla and Newell's Old Boys during his club career, and is most famous for his time at Napoli, where he won numerous accolades. In his international career with Argentina, he earned 91 caps and scored 34 goals. Maradona's exceptional vision, passing, ball control, dribbling skills, speed, reflexes and reaction time was combined with his small size, giving him a low center of gravity which allowed him to be more maneuverable than most other football players. He would often dribble past multiple opposing players on a run. His presence on the pitch had a great effect on his team's general performance, while he would often be singled out by the opposition. A precocious talent, Maradona was given the nickname El Pibe de Oro, a name that stuck with him throughout his career. Maradona played in 4 FIFA World Cups, including the 1986 World Cup in Mexico where he captained Argentina and led them to victory over West Germany in the final, and won the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player. In the 1986 World Cup quarter-final, he scored both goals in a 2-1 victory over England that entered football history for 2 different reasons. The first goal was an unpenalized handling foul known as the Hand of God, while the second goal followed a 60 meters dribble past 5 England players. Voted the goal of the century by FIFA.com voters in 2002. Maradona became coach of Argentina in November 2008. He was in charge of the team at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa before leaving at the end of the tournament. He coached Dubai-based club Al Wasl in the UAE Pro League for the 2011-12 season. In August 2013, Maradona joined Argentine.Many club Deportivo Riestra's staff as spiritual coach. Early years. Diego Maradona was born on 30 October 1960, at the Policlinico Avita Hospital in Lanús, Buenos Aires province, but raised in Villa Fiorito, a shanty town on the southern outskirts of Buenos Aires, Argentina, to a poor family that had moved from Corrientes province. He was the first son after 3 daughters. He has 2 younger brothers, Hugo and Raul, both of whom were also professional football players. Maradona is of Italian, Spanish, Croatian, and indigenous Argentinian ancestry. He was the 5th child and first son of Diego Maradona, Chitoro, and Alma Salvadora Franco Doña Tota. Both his parents were illegitimate children. His father took the family name of his mother because his father did not recognize him as his own. Maradona's mother was not recognized by her father, Atanasio Ramon Edsto Franco, until she was 18 years old. Maradona's parents were both born and brought up in the town of Esquina in the northeast province of Corrientes province, living only 200 meters from each other on the banks of the Corriente River. In 1950, they left Esquina and settled in Buenos Aires. At age 8, Maradona was spotted by a talent scout while he was playing in his neighborhood club Estrella Roja. He became a staple of Los Cebolitas, the junior team of Buenos Aires' Argentinos Juniors. As a 12-year-old ball boy, he amused spectators by showing his wizardry with the ball during the halftime intermissions of First Division games. He named Brazilian playmaker Rivelino and Manchester United winger George Best among his inspirations growing up. Club career: Argentinos Juniors and Boca Juniors. On the 20th of October 1976, Maradona made his professional debut for Argentinos Juniors. 10 days before his 16th birthday, he entered to the pitch wearing the number 16 jersey, and after the game stated, "The day I felt I had held the sky in my hands." Maradona scored his first goal in the Primera Division against Mar Platense team San Lorenzo on the 14th of November 1976, 2 weeks after turning 16. Maradona spent 5 years at Argentinos Juniors, from 1976 to 1981, scoring 115 goals in 167 appearances before his $4 million transfer to Boca Juniors. Maradona received offers to join other clubs, including River Plate, who offered to make him the club's best-paid player. Nevertheless, Maradona expressed his will to be transferred to Boca Juniors, the team he always wanted to play for. Maradona signed a contract with Boca Juniors on the 20th of February 1981. He made his debut 2 days later against Talleres de Córdoba, scoring twice in the club's 4-1 win. On the 10th of April, Maradona played his first Superclásico against River Plate at La Bombonera. Boca defeated River 3-0 with Maradona scoring a goal after dribbling past Alberto Tarantini and Filol. Despite the distrustful relationship between Maradona and Boca Juniors manager Silvio Marzolini, Boca had a successful season, winning the league title after securing a point against Racing Club. That would be the only title won by Maradona in the Argentine domestic league. Barcelona. After the 1982 World Cup in June, Maradona was transferred to Barcelona in Spain for a then world record fee of £5 million. In 1983, under coach CEQTSAR Luis Menotti, Barcelona and Maradona won the Copa del Rey, beating Real Madrid, and the Spanish Super Cup, beating Athletic Bilbao. On the 26th of June 1983, Barcelona defeated Real Madrid on the road in one of the world's biggest club games, El Clásico, a match where Maradona scored and became the first Barcelona player to be applauded by arch-rival Real Madrid fans. Maradona dribbled past Madrid goalkeeper Agustin, and as he approached the empty goal, he stopped just as Madrid defender Juan José came sliding in a desperate attempt to block the shot and ended up crashing into the post. Before Maradona slotted the ball into the net, the manner of the goal led to many inside the stadium start applauding. Only Ronaldinho and André Iniesta have since been granted such an ovation. As Barcelona players from Madrid fans at the Santiago Bernabeu, due to illness and injury as well as controversial incidents on the field, Maradona had a difficult tenure in Barcelona. First a bout of hepatitis, then a broken ankle in a La Liga game at the Camp Nou in September 1983 caused by an ill-timed tackle by Athletic Bilbao's Andoni Goicoechea, threatened to jeopardize Maradona's career, but after treatment and therapy, it was possible for him to be back on the pitch after a recovery period of 3 months. The end of the 1983-84 season season included a violent and chaotic fight Maradona was directly involved in at the 1984 Copa del Rey final at the Santiago Bernabeu against Athletic Bilbao, after receiving another rough tackle by Goicoechea which wounded his leg, being taunted with xenophobic insults throughout the match by Bilbao fans, and being provoked by Bilbao's Miguel Soler at full-time as Barcelona lost 1-0. Maradona snapped. He aggressively got up, stood inches from Soler's face, and the two exchanged words. This started a chain reaction of emotional reactions from both teams. Using expletives, Soler mimicked a gesture from the crowd towards Maradona by using a xenophobic term. Maradona then headbutted Soler, elbowed another Bilbao player in the face and kneed another player in the head, knocking him out cold. The Bilbao squad surrounded Maradona to exact some retribution, with Goicoechea connecting with a high kick to his chest, before the rest of the Barcelona squad joined in to help Maradona. For this point on, the Barcelona and Bilbao players brawled on the field, with Maradona in the center of the action, kicking and punching anyone in a Bilbao shirt. The mass brawl was played out in front of the Spanish King Juan Carlos and an audience of 100,000 fans inside the stadium, and more than half of Spain watching on television. 60 people were injured, with the incident effectively sealing Maradona's transfer out of the club in what was his last game in a Barcelona shirt. One Barcelona executive stated, "When I saw those scenes of Maradona fighting and the chaos that followed, I realized we couldn't go any further with him." Maradona got into frequent disputes with FC Barcelona executives, particularly club president Josep Luis Núñez, culminating with a demand to be transferred out of Camp Nou in 1984. During his two injury-hit seasons at Barcelona, Maradona scored 38 goals in 58 games. Maradona transferred to Napoli in Italy's Serie A for another world record fee, £6.9 million. Napoli. Maradona arrived in Naples and was presented to the world media as a Napoli player on 5 July 1984, where he was welcomed by 75,000 fans at his presentation at the Stadio San Paolo. Sports writer David Goldblatt commented, "They were convinced that the savior had arrived." A local newspaper stated that, despite the lack of mayor, houses, schools, buses, employment and sanitation, none of this matters because we have Maradona. Prior to Maradona's arrival, Italian football was dominated by teams from the north and center of the country, such as Milan, Juventus, Internazionale and Roma, and no team in the south of the Italian peninsula had ever won a league title. At Napoli, Maradona reached the peak of his professional career. He soon inherited the captain's armband from Napoli veteran defender Giuseppe Bruscolotti and quickly became an adored star among the club's fans. In his time, he elevated the team to the most successful era in its history. Maradona played for Napoli at a period when north-south tensions in Italy were at a peak due to a variety of issues, notably the economic differences between the two. Led by Maradona, Napoli won the first ever Serie A Italian championship in 1986-87. Goldblatt wrote, "The celebrations were tumultuous. A rolling series of impromptu street parties and festivities broke out contagiously across the city in around-the-clock carnival which ran for over a week. The world was turned upside down. The Neapolitans held mock funerals for Juventus and Milan, burning the coffins, the death notices announcing May 1987. The other Italy has been defeated." A new empire is born. Murals of Maradona were painted on the city's ancient buildings, and newborn children were named in his honor. The following season, the team's prolific attacking trio, formed by Maradona, Bruno Giordano and Correga, was later dubbed the Margui California Frontline. Napoli would win the second league title in 1989-90, and finish runners-up in the league twice, in 1987-88 and 1988-89. Other honors during the Maradona era at Napoli included the Coppa Italia in 1987, the UEFA Cup in 1989, and the Italian Super Cup in 1990. Despite primarily playing in a creative role as an attacking midfielder, Maradona was the top scorer in Serie A in 1987-88 with 15 goals, and is the all-time leading goal scorer for Napoli with 115 goals. When asked who was the toughest player he ever faced, Milan legend Franco Baresi stated, "Maradona, when he was on form. There was almost no way of stopping him," a view shared by his Milan teammate and fellow all-time great Paolo Maldini, who stated, "The best ever I played against was Maradona." While Maradona was successful on the field, during his time in Italy his personal problems increased, his cocaine use continued, and he received US $70,000 in fines from his club for missing games and practices, ostensibly because of stress. He faced a scandal regarding an illegitimate son, and he was also the object of some suspicion over an alleged friendship with the Camorra. Later on, in honor of Maradona and his achievements during his career at Napoli, the number 10 jersey of Napoli was officially retired. Sevilla, Newell's Old Boys and Boca Juniors. After serving a 15-month ban for failing a drug test for cocaine, Maradona left Napoli in disgrace in 1992. Despite interest from Real Madrid and Marseille, he signed for Sevilla, where he stayed for 1 year. In 1993, he played for Newell's Old Boys and in 1995 returned to Boca Juniors for a 2-year stint. Maradona also appeared for Tottenham Hotspur in a friendly match against Internazionale shortly before the 1986 World Cup. The match was a testimonial for Osvaldo Ardiles, who insisted that his friend Maradona play international career. During his time with the Argentina national team, Maradona scored 34 goals in 91 appearances. He made his full international debut at age 16, against Hungary, on the 27th of February 1977. Maradona was left off the Argentine squad for the 1978 World Cup on home soil by coach CEQSAR Luis Menotti, who felt he was too young at age 17. At age 18, Maradona played the 1979 FIFA World Youth Championship in Japan and emerged as the star of the tournament, shining in Argentina's 3-1 final win over the Soviet Union. On the 2nd of June 1979, Maradona scored his first senior international goal in a 3-1 win against Scotland at Hampden Park. Maradona and his compatriot and heir apparent Lionel Messi are the only players to win the Golden Ball at both the FIFA U20 World Cup and FIFA World Cup. Maradona did so in 1979 and 1986, which Messi emulated in 2005 and 2014. 1982 World Cup. Maradona played his first World Cup tournament in 1982 in his new country of residence, Spain. Argentina played Belgium in the opening game of the 1982 Cup at the Camp Nou in Barcelona. The Catalan crowd was eager to see the new world record-signing Maradona in action, but he did not perform to expectations, as Argentina, the defending champions, lost 1-0. Although the team convincingly beat both Hungary and El Salvador in Alicante to progress to the second round, there were internal tensions within the team, with the younger, less experienced players at odds with the older, more experienced players, in a team that also included such players as Mario Kempes, Osvaldo Ardiles, Ramon Diaz, Daniel Bertoni, Alberto Tarantini, Ubaldo Filol and Daniel Passarella. The Argentine side was defeated in the second round by Brazil and by eventual winners Italy. The Italian match is renowned for Maradona being aggressively man-marked by Claudio Gentile, as Italy beat Argentina at the Sarria Stadium in Barcelona 2-1. Maradona played in all 5 matches without being substituted, scoring twice against Hungary. He was fouled repeatedly in all 5 games and particularly in the last one against Brazil at the Sarria, a game that was blighted by poor officiating and violent fouls. With Argentina already down 3-0 to Brazil, Maradona's temper eventually got the better of him and he was sent off with 5 minutes remaining for a serious retaliatory foul against Batista. 1986 World Cup. Maradona captained the Argentine national team to victory in the 1986 World Cup in Mexico, winning the final in Mexico City against West Germany. Throughout the tournament, Maradona asserted his dominance and was the most dynamic player of the tournament. He played every minute of every Argentina game, scoring 5 goals and making 5 assists, 3 of those in the opening match against South Korea at the Olimpico Stadium. His first goal of the tournament came against Italy in the second group game in Puebla. Argentina eliminated Uruguay in the first knockout round in Puebla, setting up a match against England at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. After scoring 2 contrasting goals in the 2-1 quarter-final win against England, his legend was cemented. The majesty of his second goal and the notoriety of his first led to the French newspaper L'Equipe describing Maradona as half angel, half devil. This match was played with the background of the Falklands War between Argentina and the United Kingdom. Replays showed that the first goal was scored by striking the ball with his hand. Maradona was coyly evasive, describing it as a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. It became known as the Hand of God. Ultimately, on the 22nd of August 2005, Maradona acknowledged on his television show that he had hit the ball with his hand purposely, and no contact with his head was made, and that he immediately knew the goal was illegitimate. This became known as an international fiasco in World Cup history. The goal stood, much to the wrath of the English players. Maradona's second goal, just 4 minutes after the hotly disputed hand goal, was later voted by FIFA as the greatest goal in the history of the World Cup. He received the ball in his own half, swiveled around and with 11 touches ran more than half the length of the field, dribbling past 5 English outfield players before he left goalkeeper Peter Shilton on his backside with a feint, and slotted the ball into the net. This goal was voted Goal of the Century in a 2002 online poll conducted by FIFA. Maradona followed this with 2 more goals in a semi-final match against Belgium at the Azteca, including another virtuoso dribbling display for the second goal. In the final match, West Germany attempted to contain him by double marking, but he nevertheless found the space past the West German player Lothar Matthaus to give the final pass to George Baruchaga for the winning goal. Argentina beat West Germany 3 3-2 in front of 115,000 fans at the Azteca. During the course of the tournament, Maradona attempted or created more than half of Argentina's shots, embarked on 90 dribbles, some 3 times more than any other player, and was fouled 53 times, winning his team twice as many free kicks as any player. Maradona scored or assisted 10 of Argentina's 14 goals, including the assist for the winning goal in the final, ensuring that he would be remembered as one of the greatest names in football history. By the end of the World Cup, Maradona went on to win the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament by unanimous vote, and was widely regarded to have won the World Cup virtually single-handedly, something that he did not entirely agree with. In a tribute to him, Azteca Stadium authorities built a statue of him scoring the goal of the century and placed it at the entrance of the stadium. 1990 World Cup. Maradona captained Argentina again in the 1990 World Cup in Italy to yet another World Cup final. An ankle injury affected his overall performance, and he was much less dominant than 4 years earlier. After losing their opening game to the Cameroon at the San Siro in Milan, Argentina were almost eliminated in the first round, only qualifying in third position from the group. In the round of 16 match against Brazil in Turin, Claudio Caniggia scored the only goal after being set up by Maradona. In the quarter-final, Argentina faced Yugoslavia in Florence, the match ending 0-0 after 120 minutes, and Argentina advancing on penalty kicks. Despite Maradona missing one of the penalties in the shootout with a weak shot to the goalkeeper's right, the semi-final against the host nation Italy at Maradona's club stadium in Naples, the Stadio San Paolo, was also resolved on penalties after a 1-1 draw. This time, however, Maradona was successful with his effort, daringly rolling the ball into the net with an almost exact replica of his missed shot in the previous round. At the final in Rome, Argentina lost 1-0 to West Germany, the only goal being a penalty by Andreas Brehme in the 85th minute after a controversial foul on Rudi Völler. 1994 World Cup. At the 1994 World Cup in the United States, Maradona played in only 2 games, scoring 1 goal against Greece, before being sent home after failing a drug test for ephedrine doping. In his autobiography, Maradona argued that the test result was due to his personal trainer giving him the power drink Rip Fuel. His claim was that the U.S. version, unlike the Argentine one, contained the chemical, and that, having run out of his Argentine dosage, his trainer unwittingly bought the U.S. formula. FIFA expelled him from USA 94, and Argentina were subsequently eliminated in the second round by Romania in Los Angeles. Maradona has also separately claimed that he had an agreement with FIFA on which the organization reneged, to allow him to use the drug for weight loss before the competition in order to be able to play. His failed drugs test at the 1994 World Cup signaled the end of his international career, which had lasted 17 years and yielded 34 goals from 91 games. Playing style. A classic number 10, Maradona was renowned for his dribbling ability, vision, close ball control, passing and creativity, and is considered one of the most skillful players ever. He had a compact physique, and with his strong legs and low center of gravity he could withstand physical pressure well while running with the ball. Dutch legend Johan Cruyff saw similarities between Maradona and Lionel Messi, with the ball seemingly attached to the body when dribbling. His physical strengths were illustrated by his 2 goals against Belgium in the 1986 World Cup. He was a strategist and a team player, as well as highly technical with the ball. He could manage himself effectively in limited spaces, and would attract defenders only to quickly dash out of the melee, or give an assist to a free teammate. Being short, but strong, he could hold the ball long enough with the defender on his back to wait for a teammate making a runner to find a gap for a quick shot. He showed leadership qualities on the field and captained Argentina in the World Cup campaigns of 1986, 1990 and 1994. One of Maradona's trademark moves was dribbling full speed on the right wing, and on reaching the opponent's goal line, delivering accurate passes to his teammates. Another trademark was the Rabona, a reverse cross-pass shot behind the leg that holds all the weight. This maneuver led to several assists, such as the powerful cross for Ramon Diaz's header in the 1980 friendly against Switzerland. He was also a dangerous free kick and penalty kick taker. Maradona was famous for his cunning personality. Inherent within his nickname El Pibe de Oro is a sense of mischief, with Pibe being an anti-establishment rogue, street-smart and full of guile. Some critics view his controversial Hand of God goal at the 1986 World Cup as a clever maneuver, with one of the opposition players, Glenn Hoddle, admitting that Maradona had disguised it cunningly in flicking his head at the same time as palming the ball. The goal itself has been viewed as an embodiment of the Buenos Aires shantytown Maradona was brought up in and its concept of viveza criolla, native cunning. Maradona used his hand in the 1990 World Cup, again without punishment, and this time on his own goal line, to prevent the Soviet Union from scoring. A number of publications have referred to Maradona as the Artful Dodger, the urchin pickpocket expert from Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist. Maradona was dominantly left-footed, often using his left foot even when the ball was positioned more suitably for a right-footed connection. His first goal against Belgium in the 1986 World Cup semi-final is a worthy indicator of such. He had run into the inside right channel to receive a pass but let the ball travel across to his left foot, requiring more technical ability. During his run past several England players in the previous round for the goal of the century, he did not use his right foot once, despite spending the whole movement on the right-hand side of the pitch. In the 1990 World Cup second-round tie against Brazil, he did use his right foot to set up the winning goal for Claudio Canija due to two Brazilian markers forcing him into a position that made use of his left foot less practical.